Module Overview. Module 4 delves into the foundational building blocks of Western and global music theory, scales, modes, and intervals. These concepts are central to understanding melody, harmony, tonal relationships, and the structural fabric of music composition and analysis. This module explores their historical origins, theoretical structures, practical applications, and advanced nuances, equipping you with deep musical insight and analytical skills. 1. The nature and function of scales. 1.1 Definition and importance. A scale is an ordered sequence of pitches arranged stepwise ascending or descending within an octave. Scales form the melodic and harmonic vocabulary of music by providing a palette of tones from which melodies, chords, and harmonies are derived. 1.2 Historical context of scales. Ancient cultures developed various scale systems independently, including Greek, Indian, ragas, Middle Eastern, maqams, and Chinese scales. Western music primarily evolved around diatonic scales, refined through medieval church modes, and later crystallized into major and minor scales during the Baroque period. Non-Western and modern music incorporates diverse scales, including pentatonic, whole tone, octatonic, and microtonal systems. 1.3 Classification of scales. Diatonic scales consist of 7 notes per octave with 5 whole steps and 2 half steps in specific arrangements, major and natural minor scales. Chromatic scale comprises all 12 semitones within an octave. Pentatonic scales, 5-note scales common in folk and popular music worldwide. Whole tone scale, 6 notes spaced entirely by whole steps, creating an ambiguous tonal center. Modal scales, derived from modes, each with unique interval patterns and tonal characteristics. Synthetic and exotic scales include scales like the diminished, octatonic, and altered scales used in jazz and contemporary music. 2. Modes, ancient origins and modern usage. 2.1 Definition and background modes are scale patterns derived by starting on different degrees of the diatonic scale, each creating distinct intervallic structures and moods. The ancient Greek system of modes was revived and adapted during the medieval period as church modes and continues to influence modern music. Please read the document on the screen. Modal usage in composition and improvisation modes impart unique colors to melodies and harmonies, widely used in jazz, rock, folk, and film music for modal improvisation and composition. Modal interchange, borrowing chords from parallel modes, enriches harmonic vocabulary. 3. Intervals, the building blocks of melody and harmony. 1. Definition and classification. An interval is the distance between 2 pitches, fundamental to constructing scales, chords, and melodic lines. Intervals are measured in steps, whole or half, and labeled by number and quality. 3.2 Interval numbers. Intervals are numbered based on the count of letter names inclusive between the 2 notes. First, unison, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8V, octave, etc. 3.3 Interval qualities perfect, P, unison, fourth, fifth. Octave intervals can be perfect, augmented, or diminished. Major M. Second, third, sixth, seventh intervals can be major, minor, augmented, or diminished. Minor M. 1 semitone smaller than major. Augmented A. 1 semitone larger than major arc perfect. Diminished D. 1 semitone smaller than minor arc perfect. 3.4 Interval inversion. Intervals invert by flipping the 2 pitches, e.g., third inverts to sixth. The sum of an interval and its inversion equals 9, e.g., 3 plus 6 or 9. Qualities invert as follows: major, minor, augmented, diminished, perfect, perfect. 3.5 Compound intervals. Intervals larger than an octave, ninth, tenth, etc., function as extensions of simple intervals. 4. Practical applications and advanced concepts. 4.1 Scale construction and application, building scales from root notes with correct intervals, applying scales in melody writing, improvisation, and harmony. 4.2 Modal analysis and composition, identifying modes in repertoire and composing modal melodies, modal mixture and modal modulation techniques. 4.3 Interval recognition and ear training, developing the ability to identify intervals orally, using intervals for melodic contour and harmonic progression analysis. 4.4 Advanced scale systems, exploring symmetrical scales, whole tone, octatonic, using exotic scales for color and tension in modern music. 5. Summary and learning outcomes. By the end of this module, learners will be proficient in constructing and identifying a wide variety of scales and modes, understanding the historical and cultural context of modal systems, analyzing and using intervals with precision in melody and harmony, applying modal concepts in composition and improvisation, developing oral skills to recognize and utilize intervals effectively,